All right, hey guys, welcome back to another episode of this channel. Today we've got three things on the agenda. So we actually just closed on our 26 acres this past week. And so today what I want to do now is the official landowners. I've got three P's in mind for how I want to do or what I want to do now that we own undeveloped land. So the three P's are: first, protect; then plan; and then third, play. Okay, so let me walk you through a little bit about what that means. We're here at the property now. First thing I want to do is protect the land. So our 26 acres was clear cut by the timber company that we bought it from. And we don't have an entrance put in yet, but there are some different like ATV access points from, I think, when they had hunters walking around hunting the land. And so today what I want to do is, and then after we get the entrance put in, first thing that I'm going to do is put up some of this. So this is caution tape. Samson and I, and he's in the back, we'll be putting this up, and we'll be using this to block the entrances until I can get a more permanent solution like posts and concrete put in. This costs maybe like $10 on Amazon to get. I think it's 1,000 feet of caution tape to get. And so anytime there's an entrance where I know that people are kind of using it, I'm just going to wrap this between the trees, tie it off. It's a cheap way to do it. People see it, they understand it. Makes them a little bit nervous about what's behind the caution tape. And then I can put in something longer term like posts. And then if I come back and it's broken too, then I know that someone's driving through it and I can, I've got another can of worms I need to address. So first thing we're going to be doing is protecting the land. Second is plan. So I've also got these over here. These are flagging tapes. These are all individual rolls with different colors that you can buy. Again, very cheap. I think this whole thing is $6 on Amazon.com. And so what I'm going to be doing with these today is going around and flagging different things. So what they are, I guess, is basically it's pieces of plastic tape, and tape is used loosely. It's just like plastic. It's like a thin material, no stickiness on it. But what you do is you like wrap it around trees or whatever, plants, usually posts, and you tie it on there. And it's got a little bit of elasticity to it, so it's durable. It hangs out, and it's these bright colors that stand out. So what I'm going to be doing with this today is, because it's all been clear cut, is I'm going to be marking where there are stumps, and then also where I want to put a road in as we're coming in, because it might be something that I may be doing as a part of that. And the stumps being out there, know thine enemy, and so I want to be able to know where they're at just from a moment's look. There's a lot of like medium size room sage that's out there that's blocking views. So I figure if I can hang this up, I'll get a better idea of how many stumps we're facing, if I want to do a stump grinder, how I kind of want to attack this as we go throughout the years of doing this. And so today, these first two things are the most important: is protect and then plan. And so if I can mark off some stuff and remind myself, all right, if I know it's blue, it's for a stump. If it's in green, that's for the road. I can come back out here at any time and be able to see exactly where I went, exactly where that stuff is, without having to fight my way through it. So those are the three things, or two things. And then the third thing, play. This is going to allow me and Samson to be able to play when we're out here and enjoy the property and do the things that we want to do by doing the hard work up front, the grunt work, and getting this all planned out. So then that way we're able to come out and enjoy this place and not have any surprises, right? You don't want to get out here and things don't go as you expect. So today it's just going to be a little bit of going around doing this. So let me turn off the camera here in the car and we'll get out and let's start marking off some of this land and hanging up caution tape.
All right, guys, so we're right here at the entrance of where, Sam's pulling me this way, of where I want to put this. As you can see, there's a little ATV road coming in through here. So just want to get this blocked off so then that way folks know that this is now private property. And what you getting at, the Samson? And just not to run through here anymore. It's not just me trying to be a stinker about it, but it's also for my own safety and liability reasons. So let me get this hung up and then we'll check back in so you can see what it looks like. All right, so this is what it looks like. Nothing, again, too complicated, but enough. Just wrapped around the trees a few different times. Made it low enough so it's just not easy to drive underneath in a four-wheeler. It's about, chest high for me, a little lower than that. So again, obviously this isn't supposed to be a permanent solution, but something that just kind of shows that, hey, this is under new management. We know this is an entrance. This is now closed off. Don't come through here anymore until we get something a little bit more permanent. I'm thinking about putting down there in the middle, in between, kind of dead in the middle. I can't point because Samson has my other hand done, but 2 posts with concrete, and that should pretty much close this thing off from anyone trying to get around. So until then, this is a fine temporary solution. But let's go and we can start flagging stuff back over here. So before going too deep, just wanted to give you guys a look at kind of what we're looking at. So we came down this trail, and that tree line over there is about where the property line is. So we'll come through here and then up and over that hill, and there's a little creek that follows along this tree line here. So, and then over through there. If you paid attention to my last video, I talked about the property line being a little bit farther over and making sure you keep an eye out for that. And so the rat road's over there, and we'd have to find a way through here, which again, like I was saying, is doable, but definitely makes things a little bit more complicated. But as you're doing the planning portion of this, I mean, clearly this was clear cut. There's a lot of brush, a lot of stuff here, a lot of pines. And so figuring out what we're gonna do, not just about getting through access, how we are gonna try and enjoy this land, but what we want to do as far as maintaining it, what makes sense. Like, we can put a brush hog through this and clear all of this out, but I don't know if it makes sense right now. Maybe just doing a road for the time being. So things like that, and kind of figuring out what our best ROI is for stuff like this, if how we can do that, and also make this survive, so it's not just all brush and bramble, but gets revived eventually. So I'm gonna start out and head over this way, and we're gonna start working our way up and over the hill and start marking stumps and everything. I got my tape blade down, so Samson's got his stick, so we're ready to start this. All right, guys, so quick update on where we're at. Been working my way up the hill here. Like right there's a little piece of green flagging. There's a little blue right there you can't see. So I've been working my way up the hill, marking stumps and where the road should be. But man, look at that view. That makes it all worth it, right? Just thinking about this turning into pasture. But all this brown stuff around me is called broom sage. And so this usually represents really acidic soil, stuff where you're not gonna see a lot of clover green, nice fluffy pasture stuff. So this is something that we gotta try and start to figure out as time goes by, as well as, this earth has just been super disturbed, all these rocks and stuff. So that's one of those things that's a part of the planning process, is figuring out what that looks like. A lot of people swear by goats and having the goats work through the area, and then their poop starts turning into pasture. Same thing with cows, and it will kind of round these hills too. Or you can just pay a lot of money and then have someone come in with a bulldozer and doing it. There's no right or wrong way. A lot of it just depends on budget and timeline, right? And that's stuff that my wife and I need to figure out as we're doing this. So come over here real quick, and I want to show you guys something about the flagging. So this is what an example of it looks like. As you can see, super thin, easy to move around. I've just tied it in a really easy beginner's knot. Nothing complicated around this thing. And one thing you'll notice is that I tied it above where this other chute comes off of. And the reason for that is I found when I was working in forestry for a brief while, was that if you do this, you put it high up so you can see it from far away, and you put it here where this arm comes out, and that way, if it ever slides down, your knot comes loose, something like that, it'll just sit right there. And so then that's your way of insurance, versus if you put it up here, it'll come down anyway. So just go ahead and put it down around the knot or the sprout there. It'll make it a little bit easier. So I'm gonna keep working my way up this hill a little bit more, and I'll check in with you guys. Hey, so quick update, about halfway up the side of the mountain. You can see some of my flags here. Been working my way up. Gave up marking some stumps. There just weren't a whole lot. And so I figure I'm going to probably walk this again at some point, and we'll mark them. Been trying to figure out what I want to do as far as clearing a lot of this stuff out and coming up with a road. There's some really big sticks here, and so maybe a forestry mulcher, maybe the push behind, brush hog, stuff like that. I don't know yet. I think ideally a excavator would be best, so I can do some grading. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But the thing is that there's a really nice road over there. I just want to be prepared for the worst, which would be this. That really nice road is on my neighbor's property. It's about an acre, and so I'm hoping they'll sell it to us at some point, but plan for the worst and hope for the best, right? And so we've got our road staked out through here, and we got this far to go. Coming up the back side of the mountain, so stay tuned and I'll try and wrap this up. We are at the top, and look at that view. I mean, look at that. It doesn't get old, does it? So I'll tell you what, let me flip you around and you can take a better look at it. But I wanted you to see kind of where I came up from. So I'm gonna do my best to point, but we started down there. I don't even know if you could see that. Yeah, down there, kind of came up and across and then up. Oh, lost you there for a second, but up the side of this hill basically behind me. And so that's where I would put the road if I had to put another one. I'm gonna show you this road over here. Let me get your thoughts on this. That's the one the timber company used, and it went basically straight up. So it's there, it's cleared. It's probably a little bit more usable, but I don't know anything about grading and slope, but it gets steep at some sections. So let me guys hear what you guys got to say about that. But it makes me feel better that if we needed to, there's another way up, a little bit more gradual. Yeah, it'd be kind of be running through the middle of the property, but if that's what it takes, then that's okay. So glad to have that marked off. And let me get your guys' opinion on one more thing I wanted to mention while we were up here. Is this is where my wife and I eventually would like to build our house for obvious reasons. So clearly a lot of grading, clearing as well needs to kind of happen up here. Samson's getting a head start. Oh, he was just taking a tinkle, getting it ready. So I think for us short term, talking about planning, what we're gonna do is clear all this out using a bush hog or an excavator or something. Probably not an excavator, actually. I want to leave the stumps. From what I've read online, it seems like you just shave them down low, let them just kind of decompose naturally, and that way you're not going to get sunken ground that you're going to have to regrade. So we want to get this space cleared, so then that way we can entertain friends and family up here, have just a nice place to put up some temporary structures and whatnot, and get to play with the land. That's what's most important, but we got to be able to get up here first. So let me now actually go look at the land. One more thing I wanted to show you guys before we go look at it. So this is a part of the road that comes off, but this is, we'll follow this in a second, but way over there you could see a what's called a deer feeder. And so that was left from hunters, I guess, that had leases. They should have gotten a notice that said, please vacate, this property is being sold. However, you know, some people will drag it out, forget, whatnot. So I think what I'm going to do is just leave a note and let them know, give them my phone number if they want to do a lease or something like that. We can kind of talk through it. But these folks over here also hunt, so don't want to piss off any neighbors by just taking stuff and trashing it. So that's my plan forward. Says going back to the second P or third P, I can't remember which one, but protect. So getting rid of any of those structures there, so then that way people knows that this is our land. All right, so we were standing over there just a second ago. I mean, there's the mountains for reference, and so here's the road. I mean, there's the deer feeder, so we haven't moved far, but here it is. It's pretty washed out, it's in rough shape, but it's here. Clearly it kind of pitches down in the middle, which is the opposite, but it's for the logging company to do what they needed to do. But what I don't know, and you guys tell me, is slope, because it gets kind of steep in some places, but I guess it's not in too terrible shape. But what are your guys' thoughts on, is it better to do something more gradual up through there, or just kind of come straight up through here? Let me just kind of turn around for a second so you can see what it looks like going uphill. I'm holding completely level, so not the steepest thing I've ever driven up on my own, but I don't know as far as construction materials, if my wife and I are going to build, if there's a certain grade or slope or anything like that that they can or can't drive up over. And so if I'm going to build a road and invest that money, you know, it's something that I kind of want to stick with, and getting this repaired wouldn't be, I mean, it's manageable, but want to make sure that I'm getting the best ROI for our money, because there's a chance that maybe we won't build up here, right? And being able to turn this over to the next folks and make sure we can get our money out of this, and just being good stewards of the land in general. So let me know what you guys think about this road. It goes down and then follows all the way down through there and goes around, but that's the neighbor section right there, which is why I was mapping out coming up here. And then that other road, you might have seen it earlier in the video, kind of comes halfway, so we could always just come up and over and then just go straight up the hill. So let me know what you guys think about this, as well as any pasture grazing tips that you guys might have. So let me walk down and collect some stuff, and we'll start wrapping up this video. One more shot here. I promise, just wanted you guys to see really kind of the slope of this, just in case I wasn't emphasizing it enough. But you literally just go straight up the hill. So what do you guys think? Something that I know I can do in my truck, but can construction guys get their trucks up this? Clearly not when it's washed out, but maybe after it's been improved, or should we do something gradual over there? What do you guys think? What would be best? What's your vote? Let's start a vote somewhere down in the comments. One of the things I'm excited about is we're back here at the bottom of the mountain. There's that road that goes up and around, and behind my back is the neighbor's land. But if I face this way, then this would be us. But let's see if I can get it in the shot. There we go. It's this little creek ravine. Definitely it's picked up over the past day or so with a lot of rain that we've had. We had maybe about 4 or 5 inches and stuff, some flash flooding. So it's definitely up and running, but would love it if we could tap into this and have some sort of spring and have our own water there. I've looked up from the Department of Natural Resources with Georgia, University of Georgia, on how to identify if it's a wet or dry spring. Right now in the winter, obviously it's a little bit more wet, but would love it if this thing doesn't dry up in the summer and we can tap into it year round. So let me know what you guys think. It starts all the way at the top of the hill. So we could just gravity run it all the way down if we need to with a spring box. But what do you guys think? Do you think it dries up, or do you think it stays wet all year round and we'll be able to use it as water? Curious to hear your guys' thoughts, but let's head to the car and we can wrap this up.
All right, guys, so wrapping up this video for today, we talked about the 3 P's that you need to know on protect, plan, and play when you buy undeveloped land, and gave you a walk around some of the stuff that I'm trying to do. I think that it's stuff where if you figure out how to do it smart and you do a lot of research and talk to people you don't know, it's something that's you can eliminate as many costly mistakes as you can. And that's the biggest thing I don't want to do, is have costly mistakes. I don't have thousands of dollars to just throw into this land. And so the more intentional I can be in how I approach this, the better off that we're going to be. So a lot of that comes from feedback that I get from people like y'all, and people around me that I have out there, contractors, folks that have done this before. If you're watching this video because you're thinking about it first time, hopefully you found a tidbit or two that you thought was interesting. Just keep watching videos. That'd be my best advice. There's lots of great information out there, and I just want to help contribute more to that, so then anybody who's also trying to figure this out can hopefully get a little bit better sense of direction and benefit from the labor that I put into it. So let me know what you guys think about that road. That's something that's really going to be interesting to me. Next big thing is going to be getting access out here. We're going to get a driveway put in on some of our frontage, and so being able to access the land, and then from there really it's kind of getting the ball rolling and getting up to the top, getting it cleared. That's where a lot more money starts getting sunk in, and so I want to figure out how I can be smart about it with my limited tools, my limited knowledge that I have on this. So thanks for sticking around, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.